Cooking Adventures with Katie. Season 3. Monday Mouthful on meat and chicken. Hey everybody, and welcome to Cooking Adventures with Katie, Season 3. On today's episode, we are going to be chatting about meat. Now, with this vote that was this weekend, it was actually really close. I was at a 3-way tie pretty much until this afternoon. And I know that the vote is supposed to end like Sunday night, so I have time to do research, but it was along the lines of, well, because it went, Sugar Detox had 2 votes, then meat and breakfast foods each had 3. I was like, alright, so I was like, hey mom, you haven't voted. And she's like, oh, well, let's do breakfast detox, or no, she said sugar detox. And then my brother and my stepsister were like, my brother said meat, and then my stepsister said breakfast foods at the same time. But I was like, okay, well, this doesn't help. So then I asked a couple other people, and I had another person say detox. So I had, was it 4 each? And then I asked 2 other people and was like, okay, the first person to answer is going to win. And meat won. So y'all thank my friend Ceylon, because she's the one who ended up deciding it. So, meat. So, let's get started. I'm gonna move this up here so we have a nice little, I'm not looking down type thing. Alright, so, the human fondness of meat has caused a variety of adaptations in the history of humankind. Eating meat has been found in fossil records as far back as 2.5 to 2.6 million years ago, through tool usage on animal bones. When humans began eating meat, they triggered a genetic change that enabled a better processing of fats. There is evidence that links cooking meats, which was apparently uncommon until about 500,000 years ago. So cooking meats and then using utensils like forks and knives, it leads to more crooked teeth and facial dwarfing. So because we started cooking meat and because we started using utensils, our faces went from being protruded out to being flat like they are. But the human mouth is virtually the only part of our body that regularly needs attention and surgery, due to our teeth being too big for our mouths and due to extra teeth within our faces. So as we cooked and ate meat with utensils, our faces shrunk, our jaws got weaker, and so our mouths got smaller, and our teeth did not shrink as quickly. So we have teeth that are too big for our mouths, and we also have our wisdom teeth, which need to be removed because our mouths aren't big enough. So you have some people that have no wisdom teeth to some people like me who have 5 or more wisdom teeth. So, you know, all those people that don't have wisdom teeth, you give them to those that do, so, or that have the extra wisdom teeth. So thanks, guys. So now when meat is cooked, it is more easily broken down. When we use our forks and knives to cut the meat into smaller pieces, we chew less. So in primitive humans, combining chewing less, which is less energy expenditure, with more nutrient-dense foods being allowed to our bodies, our jaw muscle weakens and shrinks over time, which allows our brain, which in humans uses 20% of our resting energy to function. So it allowed our jaw muscles to weaken and our brain muscles to grow, or our brain to grow, and take over the space left over from the weakened jaw muscles, the space that they're not taking. So in terms of evolution of the human species, meat was a large part of it. And the meat wasn't scavenged either. Like, it was hunted. Now we're going to go to chickens. So we're going to start July with meat and...
Are we getting chicken?
Chicken.
Are we eating chicken?
We're eating chicken on Friday.
That's what one? God, for carnivores out there.
Thanks, Elong.
Thank you.
So we're having chicken on Friday.
So we're having fried chicken?
Give me a minute. According to legend, chickens were discovered by the side of the road in Greece in the first decade of the 5th century BC. Chickens today present an intriguingly blank canvas for the flavor palette of almost any cuisine. It is commonly believed that chickens were not initially bred for food, but for cockfighting. The domesticated chicken has a genealogy stretching back around 10,000 years, so 7 to 10,000 years was what it said in the article, and involving at least 2 wild progenitors and probably more than one event of initial domestication. The earliest chicken bones are found in northeast China, dating back to 5400 BC. But according to the article, chickens were not found in northeast China, which means they probably came from a different area, and they're thinking southeastern China, so they had been domesticated or moved physically by man from south to north. Chicken was the first domesticated animal, the first bird, so which came first, the chicken or the egg, and also the first and thus the first descendant of the dinosaurs. So yes, our birds today are dinosaurs, which is pretty cool. And how do they know that? Because dinosaurs had wishbones, and birds have wishbones. Birds are the only animals with wishbones, so birds are dinosaurs. The meat of the chicken is a type of poultry meat and is one of the most used meats in the world. Nearly all of the parts of the bird can be eaten or used for food. Chicken is one of the best non-vegetarian sources of protein, with around 31 grams of protein found per 100 gram serving. Chicken is rich in several minerals that help with your bones, and backyard chickens were found to have more vitamin E, thank you, monounsaturated fats, omega-3s, and more omega-3s and lower omega-6s than your regular conventional grocery store chicken. So now per 100 grams, the chicken offers 30% of our daily value of vitamin B6, 5% of B12, 7% magnesium, and 5% of iron. So now, the potential recipes for this week. Now, keep in mind that everything from here comes from the joy of cooking and therefore is from scratch. Everything is also dairy-free, so there's one that's notoriously not dairy-free, but it will be David-friendly.
Buttermilk fried chicken.
Buttermilk fried chicken. No. So there is chicken and dumplings, country captain, chicken cordon bleu, and Jamaican jerk chicken. Those are our options for this week.
Which one is fried chicken?
None of those are fried chicken.
Cordon bleu. Option number 5, fried chicken.
Cordon bleu is...
No, it's not. Fried
breaded
chicken.
and...
Comment below. Comment and subscribe and like below.
David,
fried chicken.
Last time I fried chicken, I almost burnt something.
Well, it's an adventure. It's cooking adventures. With Katie.
That's why I have things I haven't ever made before.
Well, you've never successfully made fried chicken.
Lies.
It applies.
So, chicken and dumplings, country captain, chicken cordon bleu, or Jamaican jerk chicken.
Or fried chicken!
Those are our options. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and please do share this episode I'm gonna start saying that at the end of my videos because more shares means more views means more likes and more participation, because it's always interesting to see the battles go on the Facebook. So speaking of the Facebook, I do have one, and it would be facebook.com/cookingadventureswithkatie. There is also a Twitter page with the at handle being at cookadventure, and yeah. So I'll see y'all Friday, and let's see what wins. Bye, guys.